Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a quick video just showing you a craft haul. So as part of the Cardmaker of the Year competition, you get a £150 voucher to spend at Craftstash. So you can buy whatever you want from their website. So I definitely picked up some bits that I've been eyeing up for quite a while now, things that I wanted to kind of upgrade, and of course then just with like the ink pads just to kind of increase my collection a little bit. So I definitely took the opportunity, like I said, to pick up the few things that I wanted to get, and I really just wanted to share these with you. So let's get into the haul video. So I picked up a few ink pads in the Distress Oxide range. So I got a couple of their new colours. So we've got a Salvaged Patina, Kitsch Flamingo, Prize Ribbon and Crackling Campfire. Those are some of the newer colours that have been released. And then I just picked up a couple of the other ones just to kind of fill in a few gaps between sort of the colour ranges that I got. So I got Peeled Paint. So I wanted to get another green shade. The next one I want to get is definitely going to be the Rustic Wilderness, because I think just having that deep green is going to just fit in perfectly with the colours that I've got. But I've got Peeled Paint. I picked up Rusty Hinge, you know, just for something a little bit different. Sometimes you need to just sort of think outside the box a little bit, outside of your sort of comfort zone. So it's always good to sort of have a few kind of other colours. I've got Worn Lipstick as well, so again, just to kind of expand that sort of pink section. I've also got Dried Marigold as well, so again, just looking for a few kind of lighter colours, maybe things that aren't sort of as sort of rich in colour. We've got Milled Lavender, so again, that'll go really nicely in with the purples that I've already got. And then I've got the Tattered Rose as well, so again, that sort of nice light pink colour. So I'm going to think about adding some more swatches to my Distress Oxide sort of swatch blends now that I've got a few extra colours. The one thing I would like to know, if anyone else has experienced this, with the Prized Ribbon, so I also have the Blueprint Sketch, and I know when I've used these, I've just blended this onto some scrap cardstock just to see what the colours look like, but the actual colour on the label itself actually looks pretty much the same. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but for a minute I did think that I'd picked up another Blueprint Sketch rather than the Prize Ribbon, but yeah, they just look so similar. But I'm really excited to be able to sort of use these and again just kind of expand on that colour palette. So the next two products that I got, I picked up the Distress Texture Paste, and this is the crackled version. So I already have that matte paste, you've seen me use it before, but I really wanted to pick up this crackled version just to kind of give it a different effect. And I think this is going to work really nicely with some of my stencils, so I'm really excited to use that. And I've also got some Wow Clear Matte Dull Embossing Powder. So I've been looking for this for a little while. I didn't realise that Craftstash actually stocked this. So this is a embossing powder that I've seen Amy R use on her YouTube channel, Prairie Paper and Ink. So she uses it because it's a matte finish, not that glossy. And I think she uses it quite a bit when she's doing some watercolouring and things, because then again, it doesn't give you that kind of shiny look. And I really love the results. So I definitely wanted to pick one of these up. So again, I'm really excited to give this a go and kind of see how we can use these on our card projects. So the next thing I picked up was a Wow Dual Heat Ultimate Embossing Heat Tool. So this is one of the products that I've been looking at just upgrading generally. So I have a heat gun. I picked up a few years ago from the range. It's okay. It has been sort of dropped a few times. It did sort of stop working. I kind of took it apart a little bit and put it back together, so it's okay, it does the job, but I really wanted just to upgrade it a little bit. This has got 2 heat settings on here as well, so I'm really excited to kind of see you know, what each of the heat settings will do and sort of how that will benefit in our crafting. So not something I was necessarily going to buy, like I said, it was on my list of things to upgrade, but you know, I always sort of found something else that I wanted to buy, so I'm really happy to have had that voucher from Craft World, because it meant then that I can, you know, kind of buy these bits and pieces that I wouldn't necessarily have sort of picked up myself. I did pick up a new Gemini clear cutting plate for my Gemini die cutting machine. I do actually need to replace both of my cutting plates, but one of them has actually cracked, so I definitely needed to get a new one. So I'm excited to have this finally. I can chuck that one away and I don't have to worry about thinking, is it going to crack halfway through a project? The next thing I picked up two die sets. So this is a Creative Craft product. So this is die sets created by Craftworld, so it's like their own brand products. And they do have a fantastic range of nesting dies, lots of different shapes. They do straight edge, scalloped edge, and like torn edge ones as well. So if you're looking for some really great priced nesting die, definitely have a look at theirs. So I did pick up one of their nesting dies sets. This is the Slimline Scalloped Edge. So these are huge, you know, you can see even just the packaging is absolutely massive. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep it in this packaging just because I don't know that I'd have the space, but there's 6 dies in here, and this I'm hoping is going to fit the Slimline size cards that I create, which is 3.5 by 8.5, so I'm definitely excited to use those. And then for the other die set, this is the Supersize Nestables tag die set. So I honestly didn't think it was going to be this big. This is absolutely huge. This biggest die here is about 8 inches long. I was just looking for a tag set, so I've actually really enjoyed creating tags. I did some a couple of videos ago with one of the freebies from one of the magazines, and I really just quite enjoyed doing it. Actually, it's something a little different to just making cards. But yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting it to kind of be this big, but I do love that kind of a variety in that size. So, you know, if we've got a bigger stamp we want to use, if we've got a big stencil we want to use, anything like that, it's going to work perfectly with this. So the last thing I picked up was this Gemini mini die cutting machine. So as you guys know, I've got a full-size Gemini. Of course, I've just bought a plate for it, and I absolutely love it. It's amazing. If you've got big dies, you know, it's perfect for that. If you die cut lots of things at once, again, perfect. But a lot of the time, I just die cut sort of 1 or 2 things at a time. Maybe it's a sentiment. You know, if I'm just cutting out much smaller things, it can be a bit of a pain to use a A4 size machine just for such small dies. So, and I have to kind of pull it out and get my plates out and things, but I was really kind of thinking about getting a smaller, again, just a manual machine, just something smaller, just so I can run, you know, those smaller dies through it if that's all I'm die cutting. So I can just bring this out, pop it onto my desk, and it can literally just be done. It's going to be a lot more convenient. So I have sort of got, you know, 2 ends of the scale. I've got an A4 and I've got this mini one as well. So I think that's going to kind of cover all bases for me. So in here, this is a 6 inch by 3 inch plate size. So again, perfect for kind of, you know, sentiments and little pieces. So you get in here the plastic folder, so you don't get kind of plates or anything like you do with the big machines. This comes with a plastic folder, and then you do have a purple plastic shim as well. I know people have said like these plates aren't particularly great. I'm almost certain that I've seen that you can pick up kind of 3 of these plates for about £5, I think it is. So it doesn't sort of bother me too much. Obviously, I'm gonna have to actually use it to kind of see exactly how well it does work, and whether this plastic folder is a load of rubbish or not. But you know, these things, they do get kind of wrecked. Unfortunately, things like plates are consumable, so you know, they will get wrecked and you will need to replace them. But we'll have to sort of see, really, I'm gonna have to use it to sort of make a judgment call on that. But I'm okay with the fact that I have to replace them. It's no different to my big plates. So just pulled this out of the packaging, and it's a really fantastic size, literally just to sit on my desk. Like I said, if we're using any of the sort of dies from the magazines that we've got, you know, sometimes they're not, you know, the biggest dies in the world, but this is just going to be perfect. It has got 4 suctions on the bottom, so this will kind of hold it in place. And again, then you can just kind of run this through. So I want to just try this out quick. So I've just taken that typewriter die we got with an issue of our Die Cutting Essentials magazine. I'm still going to hold that in place with a piece of washi tape. And let's actually see what this is like. So it is just kind of 2 plastic pieces that is attached at the top. I'd imagine this is going to get quite warped, but again, you know, just sort of flip it and rotate it. I'd imagine, you know, it will do okay. But you can see kind of the size of this. We know that this typewriter was quite a big die. But let's bring in our machine. just run that through. So I can already, you know, see that that's die cut. You know, the plates I think have gone kind of okay. Of course we have got that impression in there, but that's to be expected. But of course, you know, it's just plastic. It is going to bend and bow and all that great stuff, but you know, I'd imagine you can just, yeah, flip it over and just use the other side. Obviously they do say to sort of rotate your plates and have them inside out and things, so you know, you probably could just put it through your machine that way as well. But this has die cut, you know, perfectly. You know, I didn't need to put any extra sort of shims or anything like that in it. These pieces are just absolutely falling out as they would, and again, it's just so much less effort than what it would have been, again, for me to pull out my large die cutting machine and then have to get my plate out and pop it through and then, you know, wait for it to actually get through the machine itself. But I think this is going to be really handy, again, just for those sort of smaller things we want to die cut, and it's just going to make the process so much quicker. So I'm definitely still going to be using my big Gemini machine if I'm cutting more than one thing at once. Of course, that's when it's going to come out, and that's when it's really going to be kind of worth its while. But yeah, just for any little stuff, this is going to be perfect. So that was just a look at my recent Craftstash haul. So, you know, I've been posting these videos about all of the prizes, bundles and things that I've gotten from winning Cardmaker of the Year. And what I really want you guys to take away from this is, you know, it's such a fantastic opportunity, you know, the amount of prizes that they are giving away. When this competition comes up again next year, I absolutely urge you all to go and create and enter, because you never know, you could be one of those winners. So definitely think about that when this competition comes up again. So I'll be really excited to use some of this stuff in my next video, so I'm going to have a think about what it is that I actually want to use for that video. If you've got any suggestions, anything you definitely want to see, first of all, leave me a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so you don't miss out on any future videos. So that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.